Welcome, everybody. If I have not met you, my name is Addie Cuiava. I am the CEO for AAOE, and I have been at AAOE for 14 years. We have been doing speed meetings 5 years. Well, we've done them since 2018, but obviously we didn't do them in 2020. They have been increasingly popular over the years. We have updated how we run them every year to make them better and better and better. So I think you're up for a really great experience at the show. I want to show you this quick video that we made. Don't look at the dates and all that kind of stuff. We actually recorded this in 2019 and we haven't updated it, but I want to give you a real visual representation of how it works. If you've never been in our speed meetings room, this is just going to walk you through. Our attendees stay seated. You will move around the room, but this will give you a great overview.
Offering speed meetings at the annual conference. Not everyone is familiar with this type of program, so here's a quick demonstration by AAOE staff to show you how it works. At the designated time, all participating attendees and vendors will report to a large meeting room where appointments will be held. Each attendee will sit at his or her assigned table for the duration of the program, while vendors change tables to meet with attendees rescheduled appointments. Timing is controlled for the entire room through announcements for the speaker.
Appointment number 1 starts now.
Each appointment will be no more than 6 minutes. Announcements in the room will keep all meetings on track.
Appointment number 1 ends in 1 minute.
Vendors will have 1 minute to move between appointments.
Appointment number 1 has ended and appointment number 2 begins in 1 minute. Appointment number 2 starts now.
Each attendee will have 15 appointments.
Appointment number 2 ends in 1 minute.
After completing all appointments, the attendee is free to enjoy the rest of the AAOE conference, attending educational sessions and networking.
Appointment number 2 has ended and appointment number 3 begins in 1 minute.
All right, so again, don't go there. You won't find anything. Oops, there we go. And then I want to get out of the PowerPoint and literally walk you through what you're going to be doing. So I'm going to take you right from login all the way through. When you want to start making your appointments, you're going to want to come to this is the home page, but wherever you land on here, you're going to want to go to the Exhibitor Service Center, which is down here near the bottom. Don't get confused. There's speed meeting stuff up here. You don't want that at this point. You want to log into your Exhibitor Service Center. And then again, this is confusing, but you're not going to want the speed meetings things that you'll see first. This is just informational pages.
Hey, Addie.
Yeah.
So sorry, we can't see that. All we see is the PowerPoint screen.
Oh, one moment. Let me reshare. Thanks, Melissa. Let me reshare. Okay, am I there now?
Yes, now we can see it.
All right. So let me just go. I just want to share the part again. You're going to want to log in, which I already did, but your Exhibitor Service Center is down here near the bottom. These pages, these speed meeting pages are of no, well, you can look at them, of course, but they're not what you want for doing your appointment setting. You're going to want to log in and then come all the way down here to the bottom and hit this speed meeting link. This will put you right into your appointment portal. And this is what you'll see. You actually can see this right now. Melissa just opened it up so that you can actually go along, walk along with me if you want to. But you can log in and you can start doing all of your appointments as of today. So when you come in here, this will be your end screen, your appointment screen, and this will be the page that your PDF shows up. Oh yeah, I did one appointment. So it's actually all the way at the bottom. Well, I don't know where it is here. That's a odd thing. But your PDF will be here on with your final schedule as well. But the appointments is where you can kind of see where you have pending appointments. This is a pending appointment. And then you can see where you still have openings. Oh, so Linda is already in there. Well, that's awesome. She was probably on the earlier webinar. If you're not sure, or you have somebody you'd like to meet, you can do a search. And you can just click list all. Your PDF itinerary is here as well. This will bring up everybody in alpha order by first name. You can also go through here. As you're going through here, you can bookmark attendees. They will show up on your bookmarks page. I will say, I think everybody's done this, but this is the most important step. You have to have your profile finished. So go in here, mark all the things. And be as inclusive as you can but being, what you need. Put your products and services in here that make sense for you. We have had some people come in and mark everything, but if you don't have everything, you're going to have appointments that don't make sense for you. So really keep it to what you want to talk about at the conference. You put in what makes sense for you. This is a fake profile. And then you're going to go down here. All of this, you want to put as much information in here as possible. You can put in all of this, they can see. If you want to highlight new products or services at your company, you're going to want to put them in there. And then make sure that you have a photo uploaded. And then there are some more, there's another question down here, like what are the top 3 products or services that you're known for? And we have a lot of first-time vendors participating in speed meetings. So maybe they haven't heard about you before. I would spend some time filling this out. Again, it doesn't need to be too verbose, but put a few things in there that you maybe want to make sure that they see. Everything in there, the attendees are able to see. Time blocks, do not go in here and update anything. If you mark any of these, it will cross off those times for people to be able to make appointments for you, and you will not have an appointment. So don't do anything in the time blocks section. This is where the magic happens on the matches tab. This is the page that you're going to want to check often, very often. You're going to want to be really active in the platform on this page. Here's what's awesome about this platform. So what it does is take all of the profile questions you answered and all of the profile questions that our attendees answered and matched them up. And then this puts them in order. So me coming in as AAOE, oh, look at Alejandro has 18 different points that we connect on. And I'm going to say, well, I really need to talk with him. And then it goes right down all the way through. We have 44 attendees, you have 10 appointments. Take your time, go through here. And again, the earlier you request, the better your schedule is going to look. If you're not in here actively working your schedule, you will get what's left over. And not that they'll be bad, but they won't be like the highest level that you could get. Okay. So you're going to want to go through here. You can click on anybody and get their information. This gives you pretty much most everything about them, company, title, where they're located, and then everything that they're looking at potentially replacing or purchasing in the next year, 2 or 3. If you're interested in making an appointment with them, say you want to make an appointment, I'm going to walk through with Andrea because I already have a tentative appointment in here that I want to show you differently. You would just come in here. And so Andrea hasn't been in the system yet. So her whole schedule is available. So you're going to pick an appointment time, whatever you want to do. I just usually do top to bottom. You can send her a note. You can say, Andrea, we think we have the service or product that you need based on your profile, based on what our sales reps maybe have had conversations with you, or we've been trying to get a call with you. Whatever you want to put in there to pique her interest and have her say, oh, yeah, that's an appointment I need. You can fill in the notes. You also don't have to. It's not a requirement. And then you request your appointment. That goes to Andrea, and now her schedule looks like this, the same as yours. It's yellow until she goes in and accepts or declines the appointment. So I'm going to show you that on this one. So I reached out and said, I want to meet with me. I want to meet with my own company. So when you see those yellow requests, that means either you requested or they requested. If they requested, you're going to get this screen. And you can come in here and say, you can confirm it. So you're agreeing that you want to meet with them. You can decline it. You and the attendee can decline for whatever reason. maybe you've spent time talking to this person and you know it's not a good fit. Maybe you have a different appointment you want to try to make. Whatever it is, it's totally fine, but you all have total control over who you meet with. This is what is kind of a beautiful piece about this software. And again, you have 10 appointments. There are 44 attendees. So again, work it and choose wisely. You can also put in here, say you decline it, or you confirm it, you can send a note to this person. So I might say, really excited to meet you, see you in Chicago. Or if I'm declining it, I might say, I'm so sorry, but I won't have the rep that serves your area on site. But I would love to connect them with you, maybe post-conference or whatever you want to say in there, you're welcome to say. Again, you do not have to say anything. You can simply confirm or decline. When you confirm the appointment, you're going to have a green check mark. That is the only time that you know an appointment is confirmed by both parties. You both get the same icon. Green check mark means you're done. And again, and your schedule will update so that say Charles comes in and wants to meet with you, but they were going to pick this time, it won't even show. It's not an option to him. I also want to show you, if you come in here, you can also update it. So say somebody comes in and they request, you can get requests for the same times, but they won't show up once they're approved. So say Charles comes in and he chooses 9:49, which you offered to Andrea. You can say, oh, I'll take Charles's appointment, confirm it, and then you can come back into Andrea and choose a different time, right? So this is all very movable. Until it's all confirmed. And even at that point, as a vendor, you're trying to make the best appointments for your company. So say you make your appointments, but somebody comes in and they want to make an appointment with you, and you have somebody else in that slot, but you really want this other person, you can decline the person that first confirmed and update with the other person. I'd be careful about that. Just make sure that you're communicating. And that's why I say work in the system very early. And often so that you are getting the best options for yourself. You can click delete appointment and it will take it out of both of your schedules. It will show as open now for both of you. The other thing you can do as you're going in here and doing your research or checking with your sales reps or any of that kind of stuff, you can bookmark anybody. And you can start like with your long list, like this is everybody I think would be great to meet with, and bookmark all of them. You can start with a short list. If you bookmark them, let's say you are interested in these few people and you want your sales reps to double check their information, or if they've reached out to any of them, you can just go to your bookmarks and they'll show up there. Your reps, if they are registered for conference, can also have access to this system if they are included in speed meetings. And I just wanted to show you this in the appointments tab. So say I'm bringing 3 people from my company and I want them to meet with different people based on geography, product, service, whatever it is. You can come in here and you can, for each appointment, you can select different booth staff. They will not show up here, however. I don't have any other staff with my company, but this will open up and you can choose. So say you have 5 reps registered. You can say, oh, I want Sam to meet with Addie. I'd like Darla to meet with Melissa, and I'd like Jonathan to meet with Andrea, whatever. But they just have to be registered as your booth staff before they will show up here for you to select them and add them. All right, so that's any questions on that? Let me look at your Q&A just in case. It's 1 minute in between meetings, but it's plenty. And then we just really encourage everybody to stop and to stop when we break. Like there will be if you've never been there, we have a huge screen in the front of the room that's got the countdown timer and everything. We'll announce it over the house sound. You will know when the time is up. So the best thing is that when they say there's a minute left, start wrapping. When it says your appointment time is done, you need to exit the table and make it to the next appointment. And your schedule will have the table numbers on them to move you around the room. The next question, I'm not sure if you can see the questions that I can see, but so I'll just repeat them just in case. How many total appointments do you get? 10. There's a caveat to that though, that I will talk about when we go through the other important information. And yeah, so Carla asked, so we should be requesting appointments by the matches tab, but then when we get an appointment, it shows on the appointment tab. Exactly. Exactly. You're going to want to work in your matches tab for the most part. And then as you go through, so see your appointments tab now has me because we both agreed to meet. And then again, as the vendor, I'm going to be the person that's going to be assigned to this appointment, your main contact. But if you want somebody else, this is, again, the appointments tab is where you'd want to go ahead and select them. Hang on, I see more questions. Oh no, I answered them all. Okay. How much time per meeting? It's 6 minutes. 6 minutes, which might sound short, but what we're doing is helping you get all the background out of the way. When you sit down, you already know who you're talking to. You know they're interested in your product or service because they accepted your appointment and they put your product or service into their profile. They know they're looking to purchase or update or change in the next 1 to 3 years. You know they're the decision maker. So that's who you're sitting with at the table. So you don't spend a lot of time on background information. It's like, hi, I'm Ryan. Hi, I'm Addie. Nice to meet you. Like you already know who you are, the companies. You're gonna want to say, this is what I'd like to talk to you about today. Or you're gonna want to say, what question could I answer for you today? And then in that last minute, bring business cards. I would pre-write your booth number on your business cards. They can also write it on their schedule or it'll be on their schedule. But just again, a couple ways to help them connect with you faster. If you have stuff going on at your booth, whether it's drink tickets, churros, beer, whatever, pickleball, I don't care, whatever you're doing at your booth, mention it right as they leave and just say, stop at our booth or stop at our booth, for not necessarily a full demo. I think that's hard to do maybe in the exhibit hall, but for whatever reason. And then there's a lot of follow-up on the exhibit floor. And I will say the vendors also tell me that there's, even if it doesn't feel like a ton of follow-up right on site, the couple months post conference, they get a ton of inbound from the speed meetings. So it's another way to look at those things. Okay, and then that was that. You guys couldn't see the portal. All right, so I think I've answered all the questions about this. I'm happy to come back to it. Let me go back to my PowerPoint and share some important information. You guys have a leg up, truly, because you're here already and learning how to do it. So a couple of things I want to note is you're definitely going to want to make sure, because it starts the morning of the 26th, that you and your reps, whoever needs to be in that room, schedules your flights accordingly. The airports, the airlines, like there's stuff happening. So just make sure that you're in on time. If you're local, maybe you come in the 26th, but just make sure that you're planning your travel appropriately. If you miss your appointments, there's nothing we can do. If your flight's delayed, if your flight's canceled, if you tried to fly in the morning of and you were delayed, there's nothing we can do. So you want to make sure that you are in that room, whatever that means for you guys. Also the day before is exhibit setup, so you can be getting that handled as well. Secondly, you can have 1 or 2 representatives at the tables, no more than that. That was an update made. We're having 3 and 4 and 5 reps, converge on an attendee, and it's overwhelming. Too many people are trying to talk. It's not conducive to making this work. I highly suggest you bring 1 person to talk and 1 person to take notes. So there will be 3 chairs at every table, 1 for the attendee, 2 for the exhibitors. It is hard to talk and take notes, and we welcome you to bring that other person. So go ahead and bring someone to take notes if you like. You can have different reps at each table as well. Like I showed, you can assign your representatives. So if you need to bring 5 reps because you're talking to 5 different geographic regions and your reps work that way, bring your 5 people, assign them in the portal so we know who's coming and how many are coming. But then what we'll ask you to do is there will be a gallery area where we'll have all the extra exhibitors and those that don't have appointments at the time, because not everybody will have an appointment at every appointment slot, to sit in that gallery quietly. We will ask people to exit the room. If you have a call, if you want to talk to your colleague about what's happening or your meeting so far, please exit the room. It's so distracting, and we'll have probably 50 tables going, which if you've done this previously is 20 more tables than typically. So it's going to be already a little loud. Like it is a loud room anyway, just because it's 30 conversations going on at once, and it'll be 50 conversations going on at once. So just make sure that you're really respectful of the vendors and the attendees that are having appointments when you're not. And again, we'll have chairs over there. You can sit over there. So it'll be comfortable. That's it for that. Again, the appointments you can schedule are 10. I want to give you a caveat. And again, this is why you're going to want to be active in the portal. I have more attendees than we need. I think between 4 and 6 extra attendees. I added extra attendees a couple years ago, and it really leveled up the appointments for everybody, having that little bit of wiggle room. I had done it for a few years where it exactly matched up. There were exactly 15 appointments for every attendee, exactly 10 appointments for every vendor. But adding in the few extra people gives just that nice wiggle room that there are extra appointments available, which levels up all the appointments, right? You're not taking necessarily the last person with the last amount of matches for you. So I will say you get 10. Once all the exhibitors have 10 appointments, we'll open it up and it'll be more free. It'll be a free for all. Whoever is in there working it, you can make extra appointments until all the attendees have 15 appointments. Once those appointments are gone, they're gone. So if I were you, I would make sure that you have a rule on your Outlook or your Gmail calendars that is highlighting our emails, that you have whitelisted via your IT provider, AAOE.net. So you're getting every announcement, every email, every update, every change from us, so that you're on top of that. We will let you know once we hit all vendors having 10 appointments. We'll give probably 2 business days, and then we'll open it up. We will also let the attendees know, so they're also aware that they need to be in there. They are very aware that they need to have 15 appointments at the end of the day. So again, we'll do 10, but because we have extra people, there will be the opportunity for extra appointments. Those are just first come, first serve. So we guarantee 10. If you get extra, lucky you. But if you don't, there's nothing we can do about it. But I do want to make sure that we're utilizing every appointment possible for you all. If there are questions on that, please put them in the Q&A. Where do you go on the morning of speed meetings? So you're going to want to go to the grand ballroom when you enter the hotel to get to our space. Not that you'll be entering from there, but I just want to orient you when you arrive at the hotel. When you get to the hotel and you walk in the main entrance, our space is a U-turn and down. Literally, you do a U-turn and go down that escalator there, and you will end up in our space. So there's a number of ways to get there from different elevators, whether you're in the West or the East Tower. We'll have lots of signage. If you've been to our shows before, we're going to get you to that space. If you haven't, just know we're going to get you to that space. We want to make sure that you get there and you get there on time and smoothly and efficiently. We'll have staff placed around to make sure that you are able to make it down and around. And we're right across from registration, which again is our highest amount of signage. So you will find us. Do I need to go to registration first? So no, if you're in the system. So if you have been assigned a speed meeting, we will have your badge printed and we will have your schedule printed, and you will pick that up at the table right outside the grand ballroom. You will have to stop at that table, pick up your packet, and sign. I suggest coming maybe 15 minutes early, because if you add anybody, once we've already made those packets, which happens 2 weeks before conference, because we have to print everything, combine everything, and get it on our truck to be shipped. You might have updates or new people, and extra badges. So you'll want to make sure that everybody that you want in that room, that you have the badge. If somebody's badge isn't printed for whatever reason, no worries. If you remember, in Orlando, it's quite a walk back to registration, but in Chicago, it's right across the hall. Super easy, super fast, and you'll have all that information. I strongly suggest, again, bring business cards and bring your schedules. It'll just be nice. We'll have a couple in there. I'm sure Melissa will print as many as are signed up from your end. But again, if we only know 2 are coming and you bring 5, you're not going to have extra schedules. So you'll have all that. Look at that. Let's see. I think that's it for the badges, for the appointments. And again, you can print your schedule. The PDF updates as your schedule updates. So you can print it at any time, but if you print it too early, it will not be correct. So you can print it at any point, or you can view it as a PDF in there, like I showed you, or I showed you where the PDF is. You can do that at any time, but I just really caution you not to print it too early. I would not print it until we tell you that it's closed. Once every appointment is taken, we will close the whole platform, and that will be done. Your schedule, and then you can print it off at that point. Is breakfast or lunch available? You bet it is. So what we do is this is new this year. So just take notice. We've had issues the last couple of years that when we have the attendees and the exhibitors come in at the same time, and it makes sense. The exhibitors think they'll just sit at the table. They'll sit at their first appointment, but it doesn't give the attendees any time to, get settled, get their stuff set out, have a little bit of coffee and breakfast. They are going to be talking. Their schedule is packed. They don't have any holes like you might, and they do have the breaks, but it's not much time, right, to eat breakfast. So they're going to come in early. They're going to be all situated, and then we'll let you in. So maybe 5 to 10 minutes early. Again, I would come. You're welcome to come as early as you like. We're just not going to let you in for maybe 5 to 10 minutes before we start. And before we start housekeeping, we will start exactly on time. No waiting. If you're not in the room, again, you forfeit that first meeting if you have one at that first time slot. So come early, sign in, put your badges on, review your schedules, make sure your team is there, and then you'll be able to go into the room. We also it's best to sign up your people early and assign them to the speed meeting so that we can have a lunch for you. We also do provide lunch just to our speed meeting attendees because you have a gap there, and we didn't want you to have to go pay for a lunch at the restaurant or the little cafe. So we'll provide you with a grab and go, and we'll have sodas and coffees and things like that to take with you as well. I think we have the room, and you'll be able to sit in there and eat, like in that gallery area or at empty tables. But if not, it'll depend on if our AV team needs in. Then we'll just ask you to exit, and you can eat out in the hallway or in the education rooms. Let me just see it. I think those questions are the same. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for the question. We will send you the recording of this webinar and the slides. Let me just make sure what else. That's all I have. So if you have questions, I'm going to hang out for another minute or two, just in case there are additional questions, or if there are, if you want me to walk through anything else. Oh, I see. It keeps, because I didn't cross them off. That's why it showed open questions. If I'm happy to walk through it again, and again, I will say when I've done this myself, this is where I got the idea in the association land. They have a program like this. And, I set a calendar reminder for myself every 3 days, to every 2 days or so, to just have time on my calendar to go in, check my requests, accept or decline, and look at my schedule and see how things are going, see how things are progressing. We did have the attendee version of this right before this. So some of you, I'm sure, already have requests, as you saw I did, and we'll take our information out so she gets her appointment back. But again, you can go in there and you can request I think you can request more than 10 appointments, but you will not be able to accept more than 10 appointments. Yeah, great. Mark, right now, you can literally go in there. If you know how to log in, if you have your login information, you can literally start right now. We opened it right before these webinars today. If you have questions we are going to do this again 2 more times. We're going to share this recording, and then I'm going to be in the chat to answer questions. If you decide to add other representatives and you would like them to see this or come live, or you have concerns or questions or whatever, please know you can email us at any time. Me and Melissa, I'm sure you've gotten many messages from Melissa for updating your profiles already. So we just recommend you get in there and get it done, but you can ask us anything you need at any time. But if you have new reps and you want them to come to this, you can have them come in. Nope, every booth rep you have will have their own login. And Melissa, just go off mute if I'm lying. But I think they have their own login, but the main contact has to assign them. So your rep, so say you're the main person, and I'm the main person, I can access speed meetings. I have to go in and assign my other reps before they can access speed meetings. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. So it's a little bit of a process, and you don't have to assign your reps either until all your appointments are done. So it's not something you have to do immediately, but if you know you're going to do it, you can do it as you go, or once we close the speed meetings, you can just go in and pop your reps in and just do it all at once. Oh, and you can send questions to myself. Melissa, can you drop our emails in the chat, please? You can send it to myself or Melissa. She'll drop those in there. We're the ones that are going to be able to help you the most. Yes, so once you register your booth staff, and everybody currently can register up to 2 booth staff per 10 by 10. We anticipate opening additional booth registrations sometime in March, but currently you only can do the complimentary booth badges, which are 2 per 10 by 10. Once you register them, they will get a login. And again, Melissa, come off mute and tell me if I'm lying. But I believe when you register your people, then they will get a login to that email that you provide. And then also once you register, you can make hotel reservations. I suggest making your hotel reservations. I'm really excited for the show. We're ahead of all meetings at this point, except for our 50th anniversary, which was an anomaly. Because it was the 50th anniversary. So like all our past presidents came in, a lot of people came in just to see and chat with previous presidents. So registration's going extremely well. If you don't know, you can get a code specific to your company to send out to your prospects and clients that will take $150 off their registration. You do not pay us for that. You can email either one of us at those email addresses. We will hook you up with a code. You send that to your prospects and clients and say, hey, I want to see you at the show. If you're not registered yet, because it will only be good for new registrations. If you're not registered yet, take this $150 off on me. And we'll just provide that to you. It's a benefit, makes you look good, and helps us get butts in seats. So just let us know. We also have marketing collateral for you to use for a conference if you haven't been using any of that. That's the code sign up. Awesome. Thank you, Melissa. I'm trying to think. I'll just say, just work the system, work in that portal, get your best appointments. And again, whitelisting our AAOE.net email address will help me ensure that you're getting everything that you need to get from us. Check in with us at any point. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's always a lot of excitement, and it's a great opportunity. We've just gotten huge positive feedback from vendors if it's your first time. So know that we've got you covered, and it's going to be exciting. You're going to get some great connections. And those of you that are back, some of you are back for your 5th year, which is awesome. I think that speaks in and of itself to the benefits of the program. So I'm going to go ahead and close. And if you have any other questions, go ahead and email us. Thanks for joining us, and I will see you in Chicago.